Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth level of Overtaken, and this week actually was kind of just reworking. Here you're seeing a speed up version of the previous player and camera movement that we had in place. Now I just reworked it completely, everything. So here you're seeing the code. What I had was like transform translation, which is just like you move in a specific direction, and that's just basically like if you press W, move forward this many times. If you press S, move backwards this many times, which to be honest is a pain to code. So yeah, I decided to rework it because besides it's like not clunky exactly, but just it's not smooth at all. Let's just say that. Here I was trying like to make the input. So I was saying to make the input use the vertical axis, which is like W and S, and like the horizontal, which is A and D. It is the usual way movement is done, but I have never done it that way because I'm stupid and basically decided to just use a more complex way when there was an easier one. So now I decided to go to the easier route. So here I'm just putting the float X, which is the one that handles the movement of the animation, to actually be like equal the X variable of the script. And here I'm just like making sure everything is working. The point in this is that first this will make the animator controller a lot easier. Because before you'll see it more up ahead, I show it. It's just a little pain. The animation. There's like around 12 states, which every single one of them has a transition to all others. So there's like around, I don't know, easily 100 transitions that I have to set up, and that's just like for the walking layer. Then same for the crouching, then same again for the running, and making sure everything is correct is a pain. And besides, a lot of times I get just errors, which they don't make the right transition. Now I have to go through each transition in the animator in order to find the issue, which is again a huge pain to go through. So the idea here is to just make a blend tree, put the animation scene, and make the blend between X and Y. It's that simple. And then another blend tree for running and another blend tree for crouching. That's the main idea. And just like control the transition between blend trees through the actual crouching, walking, and running variables of the script. That was the main idea behind this, which I can say it made it a lot easier, a lot smoother animations. Now, I also reworked the camera movement. It just looked a lot smoother. It has like this delay between the input and that, not a delay, but like sway. Let's say, like in FPS games, when you sway your gun when you say move your camera to the left, it's like your gun is going, but like it's still a bit to the right. So that's basically kind of the technique I used. Now, this makes it harder to aim because it's less precise. That's the idea. The game shouldn't be a easy game. The idea is to make it feel like you have all odds against you, has nice controls which are easy to handle up to a certain point, but at the same time it makes a lot of it not so precise, so you're not like actually just turning a 180, making a 180 turn in a second and just shooting your the enemy. So like you'll have to think in order to make every step you take, and I'll always be watching your back. That's the idea, like always having to watch your back and watch every step, and for it to feel smooth, like nice smooth controls. So that's what I set out to do here. As you're seeing, I just totally erased everything and just put in new code using mathflarp, and then I will later on translate times the X and Y. So you're seeing a bit of it, which I gotta say, this took me like 3 days to do, just this thing alone, like the movement alone, because it's like really annoying because I have the FPS body separate from the actual player holder, which is like a player that the player is an empty game object which has the script and inside holds the FPS body, like the FPS player that you see when you look down. So that's the thing. It was really hard. I tried a lot of ways, but the animation of the FPS body will just take another place if you take it out of its parent, which I should have kept in mind when working on it. So I decided to go with another way in order to do it, while still keeping the body inside the player game object. And then for the camera, I basically use the same technique that for the player. So I'm actually pretty happy with the result of it, because it looks real nice, and it's a pretty nice feeling when you move your camera and you like see it's that smooth. So I like the way the player controller is feeling. I also worked on some bug fixing. There were some bugs, and I, like for example, the inventory had a bug where items will duplicate, so I just fixed that one, which was actually a pretty easy fix. But I didn't know at the beginning which one was, so I had to go through the whole code, which was hard itself, but the fix was actually a pretty easy and fast one. This is basically what has been done this week. I basically spent all of it in it. I'm one of those guys who prefers PS4 controller to keyboard and mouse, but that's like the idea behind it. Like every single person will feel comfortable. Here you're seeing right now how I'm setting up the animator. You can see like I'm using the position X and position Y, which basically what it does is like you got this like, let's say it's like a coordinate grid as you're seeing right now, and you add your reference points, and then it will blend between those reference points. For example, the one at the top will blend with the one at the right. So if it's like 0.5x and 0.5y, it will be like a middle ground between those two, which actually makes every animation look real smooth. So it actually looks pretty well. Here you're seeing error I was getting, so I was making the animations generic. I was using the wrong animations, the generic ones, instead of the humanoid ones. Whoever of you is a Unity developer, has worked with animations before, will know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who don't know, it's just basically generic animations are just like used for any type of thing, like maybe a object or something like that. And human animations are used like for biped models, basically humans. So that's the main difference. And to be honest, this has been all I've done this week. Setting up animations, making sure the game runs, the player runs smooth and feels smooth. And that's been it, to be honest. Now I'll leave you with a clip of the final result, and I hope you'll like it. Please remember to leave your feedback, like and subscribe. And if you want, you can go up to itch.io and support the game. Thank you very much again for just watching the devlog. And if you want, you can go watch all the previous ones at the playlist in the channel.